Hello students. Till now we have studied about all the laws of motion and the concept of friction, and now we are going to apply all those concepts to understand the motion of a vehicle on a curved road. So basically here I am taking the example of a car. We are going to study how that car moves on a curved road. Now in this case there are two possible situations. That road can be either leveled or banked, or we can say that inclined with the horizontal. So first we are talking about a leveled road. After that we will do the same thing for a banked or inclined road. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to study is circular motion of a car on a level road. So here I have the diagram for the situation. We are assuming this block as a car. Weight of this car we have considered as mg, and this car is going around a circular level road of radius r. So this is a curved road whose radius is r, and during this motion the speed of this car is taken as constant, let it be v. So what are the assumptions we have here? We have a car of weight mg moving on a curved or circular level road of radius r, and the speed with which that car is moving is constant and is equal to v. These are the assumptions we have. Now when a car moves on a curved level road, the force of friction between the road and tires are responsible for the required centripetal force. Since the car is moving on a circular track or in a circular motion, it needs a centripetal force, and that required centripetal force is provided by the force of friction between tires of the car and road. So this is the main condition that we are going to use for our analysis. Now when taking the turn, when the car is taking turn, the tires of car tend to leave the road and go away from the center of the curve. While moving, when this car is taking turn, the tendency of these tires is to go away from the center of the curve, and because of that the force of friction F1 and F2 on these tires or between these contact surfaces, it act towards the center or inwards. And the condition is, since tires of car tend to leave the road, or we can say that go away from the center, because of that friction forces F1 and F2 act inwards or towards the center of the curved road. So now we get the direction of the friction forces, and this direction is same for inner tires as well as the outer tires. In both cases it acts towards the center. Now if we consider R1 and R2 are the reactions of the ground at the inner and outer tires. So R1 is the reaction of ground to inner tires, and similarly R2 is the reaction, बस change कहाँ आएगा आपका, it is on outer tires. R1 is on inner tires and R2 is on outer tires. Then we can give forces of friction at inner and outer tire in terms of R1 and R2 respectively, as we know that F is equal to mu r. We know this relation that F is equal to mu r, so we can write F1 is equal to mu r1 and F2 is equal to mu r2. where mu is the coefficient of friction between the tires and the ground. So mu is coefficient of friction. Now the total force of friction that is acting is the sum of these two. So total force of friction, let it be F, is equal to F1 plus F2 and is equal to mu, common लेने के बाद it is mu into R1 plus R2, and this total reaction is actually acting on the car and is balanced by the weight of that car. So this total reaction R1 plus R2 is balanced by the weight mg. So we can substitute R1 plus R2 as mg, means the total or the net force of friction acting is mu mg. Now for the car to stay on the road, the maximum force of friction must be either equal to or greater than the centripetal force. Since the tendency of car is to go away and force is acting inwards, जिसने इसको hold करके रखा है. So friction force is responsible to hold this car towards the center or to hold this car on the road. Now it is necessary for the motion of the car in this manner that this force of friction should be either equal to the centripetal force or greater than the centripetal force. If this force is less than the centripetal force, then this car will skid or it will move away from the road or away from the center. So to keep it in this motion on the road, it is necessary to have the total friction that is acting towards the center. It should be either equal to the centripetal force or greater than the centripetal force. So our condition is for car to stay on road like this, the condition we have is this total friction that we have calculated should be either greater than or equal to centripetal force. Now centripetal force has the expression mv square upon r that we know, and F we know, we have calculated here is mu mg. So the condition we have is mu mg greater than equal mv square upon r. On solving this, we can find the value of v square less than equal mu rg or v less than equal under root mu rg. So v should be either equal to this or less than this. That means the maximum velocity or the maximum speed with which the car can turn safely is under root mu rg. This is the magnitude only, we are not talking about the direction. That's why we call it as maximum speed. So the maximum speed of the car with which car can turn safely. If the speed is more than this value, that means this relation will not hold. अगर speed इस value से ज़्यादा हो जाएगा, ये relation valid नहीं होगा. That means this relation will not hold, and in that case car will not show motion like this. It will skid and go away from the center or get to leave the road. So our condition is the Vmax is equal to under root mu rg, and this is the maximum speed with which car can turn safely. Okay, this is the required condition. Now if the speed exceeds this value, car will skid and go off the road in a circle which is more than the radius r. It will go outer to the circle of radius r and will start moving or go away, skid away to another circle जिसका radius r से ज़्यादा होगा, because the maximum available friction will be insufficient to provide the necessary centripetal force in that case. If we have a speed more than this value, then the friction force acting there will not be sufficient to balance that centripetal force or to provide that necessary centripetal force. That's why the maximum safe speed for that car is under root mu rg, and it depends on the radius of the curved path and coefficient of friction between the road and the tire. So these two things are responsible for deciding that which speed is the safest limit for that vehicle. So it depends on the radius and the coefficient of friction. Now this is for the leveled road. What if the road is banked or inclined at some angle? So the next case is that So the next case is circular motion of a car on a banked road. But before that, first we have to understand what is a banked road and what is the need of banking. So first I am talking about a banked road. So if the road is such that we raise the outer edge of a curved road above its inner edge, then it is called the banking of curved road. And the angle through which that outer edge of the curved road is raised or increased above the inner edge, that is called angle of banking. So this was the level of our road. What we do, यहाँ से हमने outer edge को incline कर दिया और raise कर दिया through some angle theta. So this process of raising the outer edge of the road, right, this is called banking of curved road. So banking of curved road means, banking means raising the outer edge of a curved road above its inner edge, right, above its inner edge, and the angle through which the angle through which the outer edge is inclined or raised above inner edge, that angle is called angle of inclination. That we represent here by the angle theta, and this system is called a banked road. This is the difference between the banked and level road. Now if the car is moving on such kind of banked road like this, if the situation is this, in that case what is the, means we are talking about the need of banking of curved road. So there is a large amount of friction between the tires and the road when that car is moving on a level road, and because of that there can be some wear and tear of tires, there can be some destruction to the tires. Now to avoid this, the curved road is given an inclination or a slope upwards towards the outer circumference. What is the advantage of this slope is, when we give a slope to this outer edge को raise करके, when we give a slope to the road, the horizontal component of normal reaction, this horizontal component of normal reaction participates to provide necessary centripetal force. Means in this case friction is not only responsible for providing centripetal force, r sine theta is the horizontal component of this reaction which is also taking part to provide centripetal force. And because of that, the centripetal force is not only depend on the friction, that's why there will be, if there will be less friction it will work. Means we can reduce the amount of friction, or we can say we can reduce the wearing out of tires, because we can provide required centripetal force by this component of normal reaction. That means in the previous case only the friction F was responsible for giving centripetal force or providing centripetal force, that's why we have to keep its amount large as per our requirement of centripetal force. But now in this case we can keep the component of force less and increase this component of reaction, because it is also participating in providing centripetal force for the motion. So now there are two components that are providing centripetal force. It's the sum of the component of force and the component of reaction. It doesn't depend only on the component of friction force. So that's why friction can be reduced and it can prevent the wearing out of tires. So this is a benefit of a banking of road. That's why an inclination is introduced on a curved road to prevent this kind of wearing out thing. Okay, so this is how we do banking, what is banking, and what is the reason of introducing this concept of banking on a curved road. Now let's see what will be the safest speed in this case. So यहाँ पर for the circular motion of a banked road, we can see in the figure there are forces acting on the vehicle. First force is the weight mg, which is acting vertically downward. A normal reaction capital R of the road which is acting at an angle theta. Now this is because of the road, so this act at the angle theta. जितना inclination हम यहाँ देंगे उतने inclination पे it will bend from the vertical. So we have R making an angle theta with the normal or with the normal. Now if we see the components of R, these are R cos theta and R sin theta. R cos theta is balanced by the weight mg and R sin theta is acting towards the center. So these are the forces. The force of friction in this case is acting downwards along the inclined plane. Now this is not horizontal, it is acting downwards. So there will be two component of F also. Now if we produce this, we can see that it will be the angle theta. If we produce this, force का direction अगर हम देखेंगे, then this will be the angle theta like this. If we produce this, this is the direction of friction and this is a vertically opposite angle theta. So इसी को मैंने यहाँ पे zoom out किया है. Friction making an angle theta with the horizontal, then the components are F cos theta and F sin theta. So these are the required forces that are acting on that car on a banked road. Now the first is weight mg, which is downwards. Second is a reaction, which has two components, R cos theta and R sin theta. R cos theta is upwards, which is balanced by mg, and R sin theta is in an inward direction, that means towards the center. Third one is the force of friction. I am representing it by small f. Here small f represents the force of friction. Now from the diagram we can see that the two forces are acting inwards, which are responsible for providing the required centripetal force. So we are going to equate these forces. So first equation, on equating we get R sin theta, right, R sin theta and F cos theta. R sin theta plus F cos theta, which provide us required centripetal force, that is mv square upon r. This is equation number 1. Now again, if we talk about vertical components or vertical forces, then mg is downwards, F sin theta is downwards, while R cos theta is upward. So they are balancing each other, means mg plus F sin theta, that is the total downward force, and R cos theta is the total upward force. These forces are balancing each other, where this force of friction F is equal to mu R. So the second equation we have is mg plus F sin theta is equal to R cos theta. This is equation number 2, or we can rearrange it to get R cos theta minus F sin theta is equal to mg. So I'm writing it as equation number 2 because I'll be using this one for a calculation, for further calculation. This is the same equation, we just rearrange it. Now for further process, we are going to divide equation number 1 by 2. So we are going to divide 1 by 2, and after that we will get R sin theta plus F cos theta upon R cos theta minus F sin theta, and right hand side will be equal to V square upon RG. Okay, V square upon RG. Now divide करना है हमें numerator and denominator of left hand side by R cos theta, because we want the relation in terms of tan theta only. So we are going to divide it by R cos theta, then we get divide LHS numerator and denominator both by R cos theta, and then we get tan theta plus F upon R upon 1 minus F upon R tan theta is equal to V square upon RG. Now we know that F upon R is mu, right? We know that F is equal to mu R. So F upon R is mu, that is coefficient of friction, which implies After solving or rearranging this, we can get tan theta plus mu upon 1 minus mu tan theta is equal to v square upon rg. This is a relation that we get, and after rearranging this again, we get the velocity or the speed that we need for the safest traveling of that car. So v, after rearranging, we get under root rg into mu plus tan theta 1 minus mu tan theta. So this is the required value of speed that we get. So this is the maximum safest speed limit with which that car can go on that road. Now if the road is smooth or there is no friction there, if the road is smooth or there is no friction between the road and the tires, in that case this friction's coefficient of friction will be 0, and the value will be, if mu is equal to 0 means there is no friction. In that case the value of v or the safest limit will be rg. If we solve this, we get tan theta. So the answer will be tan theta in that case. And we can also find that angle, that value of theta of banking for minimum wear and tear of tires. Then we get, from this relation, we get theta is equal to tan inverse v square upon rg. Now this is the case when there is no friction between the tires and the road. This is a special case for this answer. This one is the general. So this is the safest limit for that car to move on the leveled curved road, banked curved road, which is inclined or banked at an angle theta. This is the safest limit of speed. Now if there is no friction, this value will be v is equal to under root rg tan theta, or we can say the angle of inclination or the banking is tan inverse v square upon rg. So that is the whole case when a car is moving on a banked road, right? So totally in this video we have covered how a vehicle or a car move on a curved road, whether when it is leveled or when it is bent. So that's all for the video. For further videos, stay tuned and keep studying. Thank you.